It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins, and it's all up next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And no run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field. And remember when he had that serious ankle injury, would he return to form? Boy, did he ever. And he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Prescott. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Here's Berrios, able to slither by. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
The secret to his game and his success, Incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys that catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet it before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. His throw incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
2nd and 4. Here's Pollard again. And some room to roam now. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Prescott on 1st down. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
From just shy of midfield, Prescott, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target. Able to pick up another 1st down.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 54 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw is Prescott. Touchdown, Cowboys! Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Once again, it's Mostert. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to pass, Tua. And the grab by Croft. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
That is caught by Anderson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 22. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get in.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert able to take it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from evening this one up. So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Why are we doing this?
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. They run the option on 2nd down. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A Cowboy first down there. Prescott to Gallup.
They didn't need much. They didn't get much. But what they did get was enough for a first down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. This offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. First down, and it's Pollard again. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Prescott to throw it. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Prescott. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And his throw is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Damone Clark fought his way through and buried him behind the line. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Here's Tua. They're going deep for Hill. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game. So you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Here's Jake Bailey now. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. The last series form, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's complete to Cooks. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And they'll get him down here at the 23. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
First down, Prescott. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. On second down, Prescott again. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. On the draw, it's Pollard. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott steps away to his left. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here, don't end up in the end zone, ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Tua now on 1st down. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. And again, it's Tagovailoa. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Tua, a final shot before half. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Cowboys. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Third quarter starts with a run from Mostert. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Tua. On target over the middle to Hill. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
This is your game, baby.
On play action, here's Tua. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He is going to find Hill here. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 33 yards that time. And that seemed to me to be all about trusting your receiver.
No doubt about it, because when he put that ball in the air, I will guarantee you everyone who's watching this game right now thought that's up for grabs. But this is a lot of practice time. As you mentioned, a ton of trust, and he knows how good his guy is. So to him, it wasn't up for grabs. To him, it was a big play waiting to happen.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Tua to throw again. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a first carry for their fullback. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Tua going to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Durham Smythe from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Well, he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded just outside the goal line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Play action now. Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be out right at the 35. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That play over before it got anywhere thanks to Christian Wilkins.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Prescott to throw it. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Prescott now. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Second down at 5. A run with Mostert up the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Tua now on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 30. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. On the handoff, this is Mostert. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Tua. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They hand it off to Mostert. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting through.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. But time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ferguson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Buying time to his left. Gonna take a shot for Gallup, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On 2nd down and 4, Prescott. Now he's forced out right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run left with Pollard. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball.
Touchdown! Jake Ferguson from 13 yards out. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Now the try here for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Takes it at the 7. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So how about this for a turn of events? They cut the lead with a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, get the football right back.
And what a swing in a short amount of time because the momentum was totally against them. Now it's all in their favor. They've got a chance to go into the lead if they can get the ball to the end zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Prescott. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was a type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Pollard again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Point after, right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive and was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. Now the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completes it to the tight end Smythe. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That's what it is, baby. I got you, baby. Let's go now. Let's go. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Come on, baby.
The offense on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th quarter lead.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. They'll run right side with Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now Tua. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. He made his first attempt, this from 45. The kick by Sanders is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets him that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
What's the deal, dog? You know what we need, baby. This is your game, baby.
Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Prescott. He gets it to Cooks. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. Second and 11. Now a give here to Pollard. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the 4th quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to get the lead up to 4. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.